everyone, welcome back to Windmills Cafe Virtual Cooking School in partnership with Glencryan School. So today we're going to be making cheeseburgers with wedges. So I've got 500 grams of mince, 4 big potatoes, 4 cheese slices, 4 buns, I've got some salt and pepper for seasoning, 1 egg, I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of oregano in here. I have 1 tablespoon of breadcrumbs and 2 tablespoons of ketchup. So we're going to start by making our veggies. So once again I've got my board secured here with some wee bits of wet roll to stop it sliding around. So we're just going to use these, we're going to keep the skin on them, it should go nice and crispy as well. So I'm just going to cut this in half and sit them this way, and then all we're going to do is cut kind of diagonally into them so they don't need to be dead neat, but just try and keep them the same kind of shape or size. So now I've cut all these, I'm just going to put them into a big bowl just to give them a mix. I should have said as well at the start that keeping the skin on these is actually going to keep them together as well when they go in the oven. So I'm just going to put them in a big bowl. I'm going to use some olive oil, just a kind of good amount of that, and then you can put whatever you want on these. I'm just going to use a wee bit of salt and pepper and some oregano, but you could put smoked paprika or any other dried herb or anything like that you like. So just give a good amount and then we'll mix it in a wee minute as well. Just give it a mix, and if you need more oil that's fine, you can put more on it. So once all your potatoes are covered, we're just going to put them in a wee tray, any kind of tray you've got. I've lined mine just with some greaseproof paper just to stop it sticking, but if you've got enough oil you should be alright. So I'm just going to pour these in here and just try and make sure that they're kind of spaced out, they're not on top of each other. This tray might actually be a wee bit small for this. I'm going to put them in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes and check them halfway, and we'll just give them a wee turn or a wee shake about. So now that our veggies are in the oven, we're going to start the burgers. So I'm just going to use the same bowl that I made my veggies in. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to try and break it up a bit first so it's not all lumpy. And then this is really quick and easy. We're basically just going to throw all of that in there, give it a good mix, and then roll it into wee burger patties. So I'm just wearing gloves. You should do this if you're using raw meat. I know that in the house you guys probably don't have gloves, but just so that you know it's something you should do, but you should still wash your hands as well. So now that I've broken up all my mince, I'm just going to add everything else in. So it doesn't really matter what order you do this. So this is my onion powder, garlic powder and oregano. 1 tablespoon of breadcrumbs, that's just going to bind everything together along with the egg, keep it nice and compact. Tomato ketchup. My egg. And some salt and pepper as well. So I'm just giving this a good mix now before we roll it into wee balls. So the reason I put tomato sauce in it as well is because tomato and beef go really well together. So just before I make my meat into burgers, I'm just going to put my pan on to heat just now. So just put this on a medium heat. Don't put any oil in it just now, we'll come back to that. I'm just going to put fresh gloves on and then we'll roll these. So what we're going to do now is take your mixture and I've just half mine in 2 there. We want to get 4 kind of equal sized burgers. So I'm just going to make them into wee balls just now to decide if they're all kind of the same size. Okay, once if you can take wee bits off if you think that one's a bit bigger than the rest or whatever. So as long as they're kind of almost similar, and then we're just going to flatten these as much as you can. See, the more you kind of flatten it with the palm of your hand, the wider it will go. It'll cook quicker because it's thinner, and it'll cook more evenly as well. So I would use the palm of your hand just to flatten it out, and then you can go round it with your hands like that to keep a nice circular shape. So I've left these out at room temperature for a wee bit just while I've checked on my wedges and put this pan on to heat. So that's getting nice and warm now. You guys, I don't know how big your pans will be. You could maybe do this either in 2 pans if you can only fit 2 burgers in each, or you can do 2. We're just going to seal them off on either side and then they're going into the oven anyway, so you could just do 2, put them in the oven, then your next 2. So I'm just going to start I'll probably fit 4 in here, I think. Yep. We're just going to give them a wee minute or 2 on either side. So these have been cooked for 2 or 3 minutes on each side, so I'm just going to put them on a tray now and then into the oven. I should have said this well before, so when you're turning them, just be careful. There's a lot of oil come out of these, so just watch when you're turning them that it doesn't splash. So they're going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes. By the time these are ready, your veggies should be ready as well. Burgers and veggies are in the oven. We're just going to cut or bun. Sometimes you'll buy these and they are already sliced, sometimes they're not. You can get different ones. You can get brioche ones, which are nice. They're kind of a bit sweeter. They're more expensive, but they're really nice. You can get the ones with the sesame seeds. These are just plain, but I'm just going to cut this. So the first thing I would say is don't. A lot of people cut stuff in their hand, which is just quite dangerous. Always keep it flat on the board. Put your hand on top of it. Keep your hand flat. If I curve my fingers like that, there's a good chance I'm going to run into one of them. But if you keep it like that, you're holding it steady for cutting, and there's no way you're going to cut your hand. So just go right the way through, and you're going to want a serrated knife as well, just to make it easier. There we go. So that's everything ready now. I'm just going to put my bun, my burger on my bun. You can put salad and stuff on this as well if you like. I quite like some little gem lettuce at the bottom. Some big beef tomatoes cut into nice slices. There's also loads of different kinds of sauce you can put on it. Lots of people will put ketchup or mustard. I like relish, sriracha, everything hot sauce nowadays, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to use a bit of this cheese as well. I think this is the best for burgers. So if I have a burger, this is the kind of cheese I want on it. I'm just going to put it straight on because the burger should be hot enough to melt it. But if you're using sliced cheddar or Emmental or anything like that, the best thing to do is put it on top of your burgers and then put your tray back in the oven for a wee bit just until the cheese melts. So that's this. I've got my veggies in there as well. There you go.